Hi, Mr. Lim. Okay, it is now very early in the morning, and yeah, we're Skyping, so that's that. And yeah, this is my Canon cap. Okay, now, to be perfectly honest, one of the major steps that I took to prepare for this project was to form my team or to recce the class and get to know people before the project started so that when the group project started, I know that I'll be grouped with people that I can work with and have the common goals and interests to work together to form something that we all like. Start that again. Planning is very important because last time in secondary school I didn't plan. I always went on the fly. I just went, and I guess that brought me far, but it didn't bring me that far. So coming here, it taught me that you have to plan, because when you have a lot of equipment to carry around and you have people to help you, that's when you really need to know who's going to do what and how they're going to do it. And in this project, I personally feel that I wish I would have spent more time with the actor and actress, because yes, in the end we did manage to get the performance we want, but it was a high stress environment and it was pretty hard to convince, but we somehow got it, and I have my team to thank for that. But I wish that we managed to spend more time with them, but I think we'll be able to do that for FP. And we best worked on, to be frankly honest, I felt that pre-production on the I think we fared best in production itself, even though we were kinda late, or like we woke up kinda late. Okay, I woke up late, but we still arrived on time. It was raining, so we couldn't do anything. So like, I guess we did the best with what we could, and somehow we managed to pull it off. We said we would end at 4, even though we started quite late, we ended at 4. Because when we start late, everything got condensed together, and even though it was condensed, it didn't get stretched out, it just stayed condensed. So yeah. When we were coming up with the story was something that my team really struggled with, because in a way, Darius, Peng Sheng, Pei and I, we are not very good at writing. Like, we're good at expressing ourselves in words, and even then we're not that good already. So we depended on Chris a lot, and sometimes we do feel bad for Chris because we feel like we're overburdening her with like our thoughts. So there are times where we have to leave Chris to her own devices, and she will somehow tabulate everything, and like she'll put it in a script, and she's gonna be like, guys, is this it? And most of the time she gets it spot on. And yes, it's really amazing, but it's a challenge because sometimes when Chris like us, she has a lot of things to juggle. So in that process, when we really had nothing to do but she had the script to write, so we had to somehow get the workload off her. So like, we offered help by like maybe really giving specific ideas rather than vague ideas, and like going through the motion with her so that she knows really what is what and how to do what she's writing. Because some people couldn't understand the story, and we had to explain over and over and over again. And yes, that was really tough, but somehow, like, with perseverance, I feel that problem can only be overcome by perseverance. So yeah, perseverance. We overcome all these problems through perseverance. We also learn a lot, because now as we review footage, we're like, we should have done this, we should have done that. And as for my role personally, as I direct, I'm like, you know what, maybe this could have been done better, because like, if we get them to do these lines first, then they'll get more familiar, and then when we do the wide shots, they'd be better acting with each other. So it's things like that we put convenience over like performance, because you want to move the camera, but you come to realize, even though you swap them, the difference isn't really that huge, and that is very important. I feel that it is important of what we get out of it. It is not really, we might not achieve, how I wanted to say is, it's not important about what we really achieve. Is when we get out of it, right, we learn. Because what I've come to realize in secondary school, when I was a part of people leadership, was people come out of things, and if they and most of the time when they succeed, they don't learn, they just succeed. And when one day, when shit hits the fan, they can't do anything. And so I feel that courses like FSV, when it's a lot of hands-on and there's a high margin of error, damn, we learn a lot. And it is through these exercises, and like, the exercises you put us through every week, and the things we do for 3-2-1, which was like we were rushing non-stop. These are the things that make us stronger. And when it comes to like, when we have to do something bigger, we already know how it feels small scale, so we can mentally prepare ourselves, because it's in the end, it's all about up here. It's not really about what we do or how we react. That was the five of us. We became more bonded as a unit. We are now more together. But at the same time, we have come to accept that we all have flaws with each other. So that's the second part I wanted to talk about. Like, personally, under stress, I don't really become a fun person. I become a very like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. And sometimes I like I said before, I put performance in front of camera work, and sometimes some of my group members disagree with that. So on set, there will always be this tension that keeps things moving, but without this tension, things won't move. So in a way, we learn that even though we have opposite personalities and like what we think of, it is this that keeps it moving. So we have come to embrace that, and we become more mature. We don't hold grudges. We are like, what is work is work, what is play is play. When we play, we play. When we work, we work. So yes, and I'm the director of Midnight Productions. I think that's our name. We haven't come up with it yet. We haven't locked it down yet. If someone told you they hated the director's job, they'd be lying. But if someone were to tell you they loved it, they are even bigger liars. One can never have extreme feelings about being a director. It's because being a director is like being a leader. Always others before you. And sometimes there are days where you just sit back and you're like, can I go home and like sleep? And this is something I feel that it's a very big challenge that I faced, and that, but then it's also something that I enjoy, because like since secondary school I like being put in situations where there's heat. So it's like, yes, it keeps me on my feet. So yeah, besides that, I also like being the editor. I love sitting behind my screens here and just spending the whole day doing this. And respect, responsibility, resilience, integrity, gratitude, and compassion. This is gonna be more than 8 minutes, man. Hi, Mr. Lim. Are you still watching? We love you. Hearts. First and foremost, I feel is that we do not, or we try our best to never step on each other's role or doing. So if someone does something wrong, we don't just do a call out and leave it as that. We will call that person out. We'll be like, hey, you rolled the wires wrongly, or you stepped on something you shouldn't have done it. And we would tell them how to avoid it, rather than just be like, next time don't do it. Next time don't do it is not enough. We must give them a solution. Because under heated pressure, if you just say, don't do it, that person will be more angry and pissed at you. And this is from personal experience. So every time I try my best to tell everyone like what they can do better on, but at the same time I choose the right place and right time. Responsibility is when you do your own role, but responsibility is where I try my best to also keep everyone in check. So if someone's stepping over someone's rule, I must subconsciously just nudge them off onto the right path, because I feel that if someone gets too focused on someone else's job, they don't focus on their own, and this is a flaw. This can affect everyone in a lot of ways. So yeah. Resilience is where like you must thick face, die, go through with everything you do. You cannot give up. Like you can have someone like laying on the ground, you can have another guy on the tree, you can have another guy sitting in front of a fan. Like somewhat more as a director, I feel that I must be the guy with the most energy on set, because if I'm the one who's like sitting around and be like, oh okay, no one will get anything done. And this is not because they don't want to get anything done, because it's just natural, it's just like that, it's just the way things work. Thank you, Mr. So kawaii. If you realized that I just stopped talking, it's because I have these on, I think you can hear them, and at the same time and like B-roll from my team, so I try my best to fill up the gaps. Thank you, Mr. Lim. Thank you for teaching me, thank you for teaching my classmates, thank you for guiding my team. We appreciate your guidance truly and deeply. It may seem like I'm not sincere, but that's because my body has been a hero. It's been running off vapor for the past few days, and yeah, thank you, Mr. Lim. We hope you like our film. We hope you can tell us on what we can improve, and yeah, we hope we made you proud, Mr. Lim. We really do. Peace out, Mr. Lim.